Hey there, Bug Watchers. Welcome to BuggyBot Plays Torment, Tides of Numenera. I picked up this game mostly because I'm a really big fan of isometric RPGs. I did The Pool of Radiance, Ruins of Mithril. I did Icewind Dale. I did, what's it called? Baldur's Gate. That's what I'm trying to think. Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate Shadow of Amn. I played that whole thing all the way through. It was incredible and fun, and this is just a genre that I really like. For those of you that don't know, it's very much a kind of choose an adventure kind of deal. You go out, it's basically like playing D&D. You go out, you create a character, you specialize them with advancements and stats and certain skills and sometimes classes depending on the game, and you go around, do a lot of talking to people and exploring the world and interacting with things. And it's very much the kind of thing that's told to you as a story. So this is a game that will have a lot of narration or talking and reading and going through a bunch of different things. Be prepared for that, you know, in between things. It's a lot about choices and characters. But I'm excited. I have toyed with this just enough to get my sound settings right, and that's really just about it. I have not seen practically any of the gameplay yet. I'm really interested though. I've heard about Torment. I know I like the style. I've loved the artwork, and I can choose whether I'm going to be a guy or female or male. That's right. I can choose one of these two. Let's go female.
In darkness.
Oh.
Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you.
Okay, somebody's gonna have to let me know whether or not this this narrator is quite loud enough. I'm going to see if I can boost him a little bit, just because these kinds of things, they're important in these games. I'll try to make him rather loud.
Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important.
Oh shit.
As if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them.
Well, that's good.
You force your eyes open.
Great, and I get a choice. So I can look around or I can look at this body. Well, let's figure out what we look like.
Wait, you are wearing a form-fitting suit of some dark material. You recall that you were wearing something much more elaborate a short time ago. You have smooth, light brown skin, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot.
Appropriate amount of toes
strong,
and fingers?
But not bulky. And slim hips. Your palms are soft, as if they have
have good baby bearing hips.
But scars and burns on the hands and wrists suggest that you haven't always been careful. Why can't you remember this?
Oh, good. It keeps me logged there. Yeah.
Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself.
Oh.
The world is many kilometers below you.
Good. That's a problem. The world is many kilometers below me. I'm probably going to die here. Flatten up, catch the wind.
Instinctively, you spread your arms and legs, and they respond sluggishly. You stop tumbling head over heels. Though you are still spinning laterally, that motion has calmed as well.
Oh, good.
And you have space to assess your situation, and perhaps to understand the predicament and the body in which you find yourself.
That is helpful.
Below you, you see a large landmass. A massive ocean dominates the rest of the visible globe.
Very
dotted
good.
Here and there with island chains. Small moons, unusual structures, and strange machines rush past you in glittering profusion as you plummet toward the ground.
Let's try to remember what happened here.
It's hazy. You were in a tall passageway, its sides slicked with dew, the air warm and moist.
Oh,
as
gross.
if you were caught in the breath of a giant organism. You remember fleeing in fear and exhilaration, laughing through the terror. What was it that pursued you?
Did I get eaten?
Something ancient and cold, its coiling power the promise of oblivion. Its shadowed tendrils struck at you, and the walls where they landed were torn apart utterly, destroyed beyond any hope of repair. You leapt into a membranous cocoon and fell from the station, the moon. And then you were empty. But who were you? What was that creature? A word surfaces in your thoughts, and you seize it before it vanishes.
Excellent.
Sorrow.
Yeah.
The world fills your sight. You're about to hit.
Great. We had just long enough to convince ourselves of what this was before we died. Let's see here. Well, we're falling to our death. I guess we should try one more time here.
If it's any consolation, the dizzying fall will be over shortly.
Oh, that's nice.
You see a small glassy dome inside the littered bay. 2 figures outside it. One of them points his arm at you and a riot of colors tangles your fall, slowing you, but not enough. You crash into
Thanks,
the building,
buddy.
and as your consciousness winks out, you hear the sounds of the structure collapsing around you, and then...
And then I'm dead.
darkness.
Oh, good. Yes. All right. Yeah. We survived a fall. Thank you, friend. Hello. How you doing? I imagined myself as more tan.
Yes.
Aha.
Now.
Oh, and I can zoom out. Can I make you...
On it.
Can I make you run? Yeah, okay. Interact. Hello, dark spot. Hello. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, splattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light, needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Examine the bowl. You trace your fingers over the slippery overlapping scales that spiral upward from the bottom of the bowl. The sharp-toothed rim plucks at your skin. It's going to be tricky to move this bowl without slicing your fingers on the edge. You might have to put some effort into it. Reflected light streaks across the surface as another droplet falls from the ceiling. I can just examine it again. It's still a bowl, asshole. Yeah, okay, so it just, I guess we're gonna move it. Oh, we've got, interesting. Our name is the last cast off. We have might 5, speed 5, intellect 5. I don't know what any of that means, but we have 20 HP and kind of a Skrillex hairdo going on. Hello. Tutorial, effort. You've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect. You can spend to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use left button, to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail this task. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. That's actually a fun thing about these kinds of games. When things go wrong, it doesn't just like game over you, typically. I can imagine a few spots in Baldur's Gate where if you pick the wrong one, someone kicks your ass and you die. But it's usually a story thing. It's very much free-flowing and consequences and changing things. So let's see. I have a 60%, an 80%, or a 100. I think we'll take the 80. That seems like plenty. Oh, and we succeeded, apparently. Success. You carefully take hold of the bowl, avoiding the teeth on the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over to the glowing pool of fallen light. Dig it. I honestly dig the fucking wave pool we got going on here. Woo! Drop by drop, the bowl fills. Ripples spread over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale luminescence stretches to the corners of the room. A clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows, and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole. Not yet. But you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Hello! Are you still alive down there? We're up here. Build a path up to us, and be careful. Okay, cool. Right, yep, there's the zoom. Oh, and this is the good thing about isometric view is the artwork in these tends to be very nice, very pretty. Last cast off. Okay, so that's us. Can I actually...
Forward. Onward.
Damn right. Character abilities. Activate abilities granted by the character's type or focus. And items, ciphers, and abilities. Hide, attack. Attempt to become hidden. Plus 10% on attacks. Cannot be directly targeted. Removed by most actions, such as attacks and esoteries. Yeah. Defended by willpower. Consumes... Okay, so I guess enemies get to use will against us. And it consumes movement. Unavailable, only usable during combat. So I'm just gonna kind of get a look around here. We got party inventory. Your inventory lets you view, equip, and manage items. That's kind of self-explanatory. Equipment contains any items equipped on the current character. Wow, I look mad. Inventory. Your backpack contains the items being carried by the current character. You can equip it, inspect it, or transfer items from it. Okay. Wow, this is really complicated. This is another thing I like about these, is that you get a lot of really interesting kind of like different play styles. You get a lot of different fun stuff out of this. Quest items and contains any special items to request. Quest items cannot be discarded or sold, so you don't need to worry about losing them, which is helpful. Final section shows the ciphers you are carrying and your cipher limit. Ciphers shown in the inner rings are highlighted in blue and are safe to carry. Those on the outer rings, highlighted in orange, are over your cipher limit and inflict negative effects as long as you are carrying them. You can sell, discard. I don't know what a cipher is, but I imagine it's important. So we've got a journal. Main quest, secondary quest completed. Okay. Speed. Yeah. So this is our stat pools. Every 2 points increases it by 5%. I guess these are... Edge represents your innate talent with a particular stat pool. Each point of edge reduces the total cost of activating an ability by or spending effort by 1 point. So this is how you specialize, I'll bet. Temporary conditions. Okay, yeah. Positive, negative, all that fun stuff. I'm basically punching things in the face. Character sheet. Nice. I don't have anything right now. This is actually kind of a nice sheet. I actually kind of like it. Whoa. Dominant tide. Idealist. In some people, no one tide dominates any other. These people might be capricious, or they might live their lives in balance, valuing both investigation and action, power and kindness, society's good and the good of the individual. Those who continue this path are not beholden to any one ideal. They are flexible, open to a variety of solutions for each situation. Most find it's not an easy path to follow for very long. That's true. I'll be honest, guys. If we're going on this already, I have to make two decisions. Am I going to be fucking evil as shit? Or am I going to try and be somewhat, am I going to be the good guy or am I going to be the bad guy in this one? I'll be honest, there's a good part of me
On it.
that is pretty excited at the idea of kicking someone's ass and just being evil. I love that shit. It's really fun. A memory floods into your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell. A bubble of stale air, your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves. But this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hand is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes he can get two of you through the corroded corridor, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention. But that is hardly your concern. The mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. To fix the... Okay, I can cast a spell. I can threaten him until he turns to the task at hand. God, do I want to be good or do I want to fuck this guy up? This is a tough choice, because this basically decides how I'm basically going to start playing the rest of this game. Do I want to be an asshole? I think the first time around, we will do this ourselves. You mumble a few words. We'll be a good person. We'll try to be good. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his hands, rewire it, and shove it back at him. Oh, he says, examining your work. Sorry, I wasn't trying to improve the thing. He waves the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble refreshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-bordered cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies here. Moments later, you're underwater again. Your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers. Your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal. An iridescent field coalesces so fast the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. Guards won't be far behind. Let's see. Run, you can come back for it. They won't be able to protect it forever. Disable the sonar pulse. I'm more of an int person. I like intelligent stuff. This seems more roguish. I kind of like this one here. You focus on the cloudy base of the pedestal. Your fingers instinctively find the control panel for the jeweled force field. Almost as if you had built it in the first place. You remove it, casting it to the side, and you reach inside to deactivate the crystals that power both pulse and pedestal. As you remove them, a scaly hand falls on your shoulder. Your head whips around and you see only the inky blackness of a Piscine eye. The memory begins to fade, as if you were being drawn back through the tunnel. Blah blah, more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into that gap in your mind. But the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. That was weird. That probably defined me a little bit as a character. Like, they're basically, we're gonna test you out.
Ready.
Oh, another one. This mirror looks strange, as though what you see in it is real and you're the reflection.
Go.
That's stupid. You're a mirror, and I'll fight you to prove it. Okay, the light around the door's frame dims and flares like a roaring wind. Whoa, hello. Drip of water. No sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronze segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems frozen in place. Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail.
Yes.
I want to know what's in there. Oh boy, this is all gonna be memories, isn't it? You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. You push her quickly. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were desperately, this seems the right place. Nice. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat and neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the others we've found? Use your charm to persuade her of the merits of the site, and to remind her of the time constraints. Convince her with the wisdom of your superior intellect. I'm a charm person. I like charm. I like being. I like all the dialogue options. Let's do this. Yeah. A cloud passes over the sun as you engage her in spirited, friendly debate, pointing out the footprint of a prior world civilization whose power remains untapped. After a few minutes, she laughs, raising her hand in mock surrender. Stop, stop. Your servitors are down there. You've already chosen this site, haven't you? Yeah, of course. She waits for your affirmation and says, all right, I'm convinced. The two of you sketch out your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend onto the plateau, examining the opening ground. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from a task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce the command, it whirls and strikes you in the face with inhuman speed, basically telling you to fuck off, bitch. I ain't taking your shit. I got a job to do. Laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Use the Numenera integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. Examine the construct for mechanical faults. Look for a deprivation effect of the metallic disc itself. I'm curious. A mist falls onto the plateau as you wrap a fiber shield meshing around the construct's skull. Mesh powers up, protecting the construct's mind from any transdimensional emissions that might be in the area. You repeat your command. Oh, good. Okay, so it's just, you know, fancy things. The image freezes, then fades. You feel the memory filling the gap, blocked by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head. Reclaiming your memories hurts. Maybe if I weren't such a freaking wimp. And once more, there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you are doing and is hunting you. Should probably get out of this room then. Ugh, stop taking me places, freaky room. I just want to leave.
Go.
Hello. A vision of a city springs up around you, your city, in flames and under attack. Her defenders have been fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. You brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety. You need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn towards the door, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is sheathed in glassy armor and holding the hilt of a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance in single file, confined by the parapet. Duck under the giant, swing and attack before he can strike. Trade blows with the giant. You can handle it for at least a strike or two. You know what? I'll be honest, guys. I'm not one to stand up to big dudes who are going to flatten me. Fight defensively. Let's figure out who's who here. Honestly, actually, I'd probably go if we can kill him. Yeah, you know what? Fucking kill the dude fast. You roll under the blurring arc of his axe. He's overconfident, testing you without committing to the attack. Yes, he's fast, but not as fast as you. And when he raises the giant great axe blade above his head to finish you, you're able to bury your blade under his breastplate. The blade emerges from the back of his neck, and his life's blood washes over your hands. He falls, taking your weapon with him, and his companion attacks. His invisible blade is far more lethal than the giant's axe. You duck as she thrusts at you, and the wall behind you hisses, destroyed. Her return swing cuts through your armor, ruining the breastplate. She doesn't have to be skilled with a weapon like this. She just has to make contact. Oh, sweet! That's a fucking kick-ass knife! Old sizzle knife there. You time the attack just as she pulls back for another strike. You barrel into her, driving her over the wall. She screams to the ground 50 meters below. Ew. Yeah, see? That's what you do. You be fast and you act decisively. The immediate threat ended. You focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall. You hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. We're gonna crack open the door and sneak past. Press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open. Your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly, the sound like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the bloodstained halls. There we are, back in our own body. Temples throb and racing force of my heartbeat. Reclaimed memories blaze within me. Like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. Can we stop doing this? A tremor rocks the floor beneath you, as though a massive fist has struck the room itself, swaying you on your feet. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of the mirror at the edge of the room. Oh, hey, we can go see the mirror now. Coolio.
Fine.
Well, excuse me. I didn't realize I was so sassy today.
Yes, now.
The border of this mirror is lavish, decorated with a dizzying number of interlocking symbols. Daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. A vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid, and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their forehead. Oh, is this basically me figuring out who I am? In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs, and the choices you made, shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, as though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room. A slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. I kind of like this one here. Let's take the smooth talker. With a roguish grin, the doppelganger drops a few pilfered coins and makes its way over to you, slipping a dagger from beneath a hidden sheath on its wrist. It flicks the dagger high into the air, winking at you, catches the weapon by the blade between a thumb and forefinger, and whips it at your head. You nearly duck before realizing the dagger is still in his hand. At your reaction, the doppelganger apologizes so smoothly you forget you were even mad. Let's look at the other choices here. Gently, the doppelganger darts from the crowd, leans out of the mirror, and gently pokes your nose. When you try to do the same, it deftly leans out of your reach, laughing. It chuckles, waiting your decision. Now, let's take the other guy. I like this guy. You're it, buddy. Yes. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer all around it, technology of several kinds, from a myriad of past ages. You get the feeling you would be comfortable with all of it. The word nano sounds in your mind. Gain descriptors, slick. Cool. Doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. This sounds a lot like sex. Bad touch. I was not ready for this. I was so innocent. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. A grotesque ringing noise rings through your shared worlds, like a bell. If bells could rot, something is coming. The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Hey, character creation. We finally did it. Hot damn, look at that. Your choices in the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. It defines abilities and skills you'll acquire as you advance. Okay. Nano. Nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches by the people of the Ninth World. Whatever they're called, nanos are masters of the mysteries of the past to the degree that they seem to perform miracles using esoteries, spell-like invocations that combine gestures, commands, words, and psychic discipline. They tap into nanospirits, numinous particles that suffuse the landscape to alter reality or learn things that they could not otherwise know. Okay. Concentration increase. Don't really know what that is. Cipher limit increase. I can have more ciphers without risking ill effects. So that must be like the old technology is what I'm seeing there. That must be what those are. And then I gain onslaught. Deal 5 damage. Choose a damage type. Deal 5 damage of that type. Confer a minor additional based on the effect. +1 damage per effort applied. Max +6. Defended by willpower. Consumes attack actions. I'm actually assuming that means attack. I don't actually know. But I think so. That sounds right. Sorry, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know, movement action, standard action, swift action. We're going to go full D&D. So nanos are your casters. I like that. Persuasion. Heavy weapons. Training level inability. I cannot take in heavy or medium weapons. And I do not train endurance if I take this. Concentration. Okay, mitigates penalties for bonded. Inability. 1 bonded artifact slot is locked. Novice. Every equipped bonded artifact confers a negative effect. Train bonded artifacts. Bonded artifacts equipped to the first slot do not confer a negative effect. Specialized. So I can... Okay, so that allows me to equip certain things, I'm guessing. I'm not really positive, but it seems to be it. Okay, yeah, and then persuasion. Persuasion's good. Quick fingers. Pin ability confers... Okay, so I'm trained. I gain 15% bonus on difficult tasks marked with this skill. So quick fingers. Interesting, interesting. What does a jack become? Jacks are intrepid explorers. They are jacks of all trades, hence the name. Although the world also harkens back to fables involving a wily, resourceful hero who always seemed to be named Jack. Jacks are at their best when they combine weapons, armor, esoteric, ciphers, and a clever tongue. They are treasure hunters, gifters. Okay, so this is your middle ground. 4 points to distribute to any pool. Plus 3 health at tier 1. Plus 6 at each later tier. Gains 2 abilities at tier 1. Gains 1 ability each tier later. Can pick 1 exploration skill. They don't get heavy weapons and they don't get endurance, which I'm guessing are our fighters. Oh, damn. Look at that. I look fucking angry. Glaives are elite warriors of the 9th world, using weapons and armor to fight their enemies. Scouts, guardians, warlords, and soldiers could be glaives. Most glaives either have high might and use the heaviest weapons and armor available, or high speed and stick to light or ranged weapons and light medium armor. So this is our might and speed. This is our beat it everything to death. Okay, so this armor doesn't get in our way. Opportunist. Ends turn immediately. Make a basic attack against the enemy, first enemy that moves within range. Okay, yeah. So that's just setting an action. Increases our health, gives us speed, increases willpower, and increases health. Alright. Intellect. I feel like I don't really dig jacks. I'm not really a middle ground kind of person sometimes. In this kind of thing, I like to focus on something. So I think we're going to be a smart persuasionist guy. We gain 2 abilities at each tier, and we get 1 lore skill. Oh my god, this is going to take a while, guys. This is going to be a long one. And I apologize in advance, but I don't want to just stop us here, which would just not be fun. We're going to get this built, and then I will pick up, and then I'll end the episode. Stat pools are the resources used to apply effort or activate abilities. Distribute as you see fit. Glaives tend to favor might and or speed, while nanos favor intellect. Jacks use ability fit from a balanced distribution. Okay, so I don't get to choose this. Yeah, each point of might increases health by 1. Speed increases evasion. Intellect increases willpower. Let's go ahead and just go hard and ham on intellect. It's gonna be big. Character creation. Abilities unlocked by your type can be active icons such as attacks or spell like esoteries, or unique passive effects. Interesting. Scan thoughts. The surface thoughts of most people or creatures you speak to appear in conversations. That's helpful. That's actually kind of fun, considering I want to be a smooth talker. I kind of want to go with that. That's really sweet. I can pick 2 of them. Abilities allow you to perform special actions. Each tier you gain new ones, and more powerful. Each type has different abilities available. So Quantum Step. Teleport to 1 ally within range. That's pretty cool, actually. Adaptation. Gain protected armor and resistance. I don't know what exactly the difference is. And then that's extra per tier. So that scales, which is nice. Gain 1 training level in cipher use. Allows you to carry additional ciphers. Since I don't have ciphers, I feel like that's not useful yet. Innervate. Remove all negative fettles, including flanked and lasting damage. If that's anything like D&D, flanked is a big deal, because it's basically what gets you backstabbed, and that's a dangerous thing. I kind of like Innervate. I could heal, or I could go for defensive. I get the feeling if I'm doing this right, I'm not going to be... I shouldn't be dying anyway. I think we're going to take Adaptation. We have a damage thing. Quantum Step is kind of fun, but I don't have allies yet, so why take it exactly? Character creation. Most skills increase your chance of success in specific kinds. Each skill starts at novice, then can be increased to trained and specialized, granting graders at each level. In ability level, they may inflict penalties. Descriptors often leave some skills. Yeah, okay, so when upgraded, these turn into novice level. So they take an extra point to even get into. They're just not your thing. Okay. I think we take a... Oh, can I not boost that one? No, I can't boost my skills right now. All right. I can do lore, machinery. Machines, mechanics, and physical sciences. Natural creatures. Mystical. Transdimensional creatures. Let's do machinery first. That sounds cool, right? I get to choose one of them? Yeah, okay. Exploration skills provide benefits to any tasks and challenges you may come across, increasing your odds of success while you use them. Some exploration skills may also have additional benefits, such as granting increased health, or increasing the numbers of ciphers you can safely carry. Interesting. Yeah, alright. This just increases our odds of succeeding. I like that. Only glaives can retrieve training in weapon skills. We're not trained in weapons. We're chumps, guys. And then character creation, although you chose your descriptor from among many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have a chance to view the specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other descriptors and choose a new one if you wish. Alright. You're a fast talker and a fast thinker. You're not the toughest around, but you can usually manipulate situations such that you don't need to be. I like this. I like persuasion. I like that. Cautious. You're meticulous. You get stealth and that, but you lose in initiative, so you're slower. I like act first. What is it? Move first, win first. Hit first, or yeah, what is it? Kill first, win first? Something like that. Charming. You're a smooth talker and a charmer, able to convince things of seeing your way. +1 training in persuasion, +1 in deception. I kind of like that. Clever. You are quick-witted and a good judge of others. You can fool people, but are rarely fooled yourself. You are not, however, are not great at retaining trivial knowledge, however. Okay. So if I do that, I'm going to lose out on machinery. Graceful. I'm not a smasher, essentially. Lithe and dexterous. +2 to speed is nice. Intelligent. You have a sharp memory and grasp concepts that others struggle with, though you have a tendency towards distraction. What is this? Anamnesis. Oh, wow. Previous consciousnesses. Whoa, what is that about? But then I lose all my talking bits, and I kind of don't want to lose my talking stuff. Yeah, you are studious, know a great deal of information. You have few social graces, however. I'd kind of rather be a bullshitter than a... I'd kind of rather be a bullshitter than a knowledge expert in this one. I think that's what we're going for here. We're going with wily. The guy is wily. Or she's wily. She's a wily one. Mystical. You have a gift with Numenera, strange powers. You lose in... I gain cipher, but I lose in intimidation. Observant. You pay attention to the smallest details. This includes that others miss. Slick is the one I had. Rugged. You love nature and pitting your wits against the elements. You are tough, as befits life in the wild. People and machines are a mystery, though, so I don't get much deception. Stealthy. Yeah, light weapons, stealth, and deception. I can be strong. Means I'd be stupid. Honestly, it could be a fun to do one where... I know that like there are some games that really do some very funny things if you play a stupid character. It's quite amusing. You are willful and headstrong. Willful, headstrong, and independent. You know, self-confidence is more important than facts. I might lose out in that. Swift. Your top speed is unmatched. You may not be the most dexterous, but you are fast. I can do tough, I can lose evasions. And then wrathful. You are quick to anger and have the power to back that anger up. Baby, back that anger up. I kind of like charming. But slick really seems to be the way to go. I think that's what we're going to take. There's a lot of cool options, and this gives me the idea that there can be a lot of fun playthroughs with this. Yes, we're going to be slick. The silver tide represents the admiration of power and seekers of fame. It is the tide of people who seek influence, to influence the lives of others who actively seek to be remembered. That sounds like me. I can do this. Let's go out there and get famous, boys and girls. We can be the oh, hi. The Spectre. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. He is hazy. He is a hazy silhouette who seems made out of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. Hi! We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures and frowns unhappily. Took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. I bet you have a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out of there and finish the process. He shrugs, it shouldn't be too hard. Okay, you know what? I think this is a good place to call it. Full character creation, guys. That's what all that was. That was nifty. And fun, and kind of dull, I'm sure, at the beginning. But that's how these games tend to be a bit slow to pick up. I will probably include a description just to be like, hey, this is what I did in this episode in case you're interested in skipping some of the bullshit. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. You can subscribe for more content every Monday through Friday. And I will pick this up right here in the next episode. So I will see you next time.